1, 2, 3, and we're live. Welcome everyone to another episode of D's Get Degrees. We're talking girls today. I'm here with my friend Haley. Say hello to the ladies and gentlemen.
Hey ladies and gents, how are we?
Alright, so Haley, today we're going to talk about, as I said, girls.
I'm familiar.
You seem very familiar.
I've heard of them.
You've heard of them. But we're going to talk about just what's it like being a girl in college, your experiences in college, dating someone in college, being single in college, how our genders are completely different as college is not the same if you're a girl or if you're a guy.
Yeah.
So, Haley, you want to talk a little bit about yourself, talk about, growing up, college, what it was like. Did your family want you to go to college and your major and stuff? Your experience at UMass so far?
Sure. Okay. That's a lot. So I guess I hadn't really thought a ton about college before applying. Before it was time to start applying and thinking about that. And neither of my parents even really knew anything about schools and stuff. My mom toured one school and was like, okay, yeah, I'll go here. And fun fact, my mom grew up around here.
Around Amherst?
Yeah, she grew up in South Hadley, and her dad told her, you can't go to UMass. It's a party school. I forbid you to go there. So my mom went to Plymouth State.
Even bigger party school.
Bigger party school, and they were, number 4 in, Playboy, I don't know, whatever, that year, the year she went. And my dad went to UMass.
Partiers in the Whittington family.
Right. So my dad was really, really excited when I decided to come to UMass.
But yeah, and then so you came to UMass. So was this your first choice?
Yeah, I guess
Did you even put much thought into it? You're you came here?
I applied. I had someone, we literally hired a woman to help me apply and kind of rule out what is way out of my reach, what might be a little bit too easy.
Would you say in high school were you it's not like you were getting A's in all your classes, but it's not like you were dumb. So again, getting into Amherst in high school means you tried.
Yeah, I was a really good student in high school. I'd say I definitely had fun. But yeah, so I had 8 schools. I applied to every school I got into for undergrad, and then
you got into every school you applied to every school you got into, or you got into every school you applied for.
I got into every school I applied for.
Okay, because you said I applied to. I
applied to literally every school.
I applied to every school.
But No. I applied to I think 8 schools, and then it was just I ultimately felt that there were some schools I totally ruled out. I looked at Simmons in Boston, and that's an all-girls school, and I was whatever, maybe it'd be nice to you're still in Boston, if I want to find boys,
if you want to be with dudes,
I can go outside, I can find dudes, that's not really what stopped me, but it was just it just didn't vibe with me, and Suffolk didn't have any program that I really wanted. I don't really know why I applied there. But yeah, I liked the program here.
You found your home.
Yeah, and I was torn between here and UNH, but then I went to UNH, accepted students day or whatever, and they're yeah, we only take on 15 new students for this program a year. Don't even bother applying. And I was one of the things that attracted me to my major is there's so much work.
What is your major?
I'm in communication disorders. I want to be a speech pathologist. I just applied to grad schools, so I can do that.
Dang.
But yeah, there's a lot of work for it. It's hard to get into grad school, but after that, there's so much work.
Where do you want to go to grad school? Are you thinking somewhere around here?
Yes. It's really, really competitive, and I think that I'd have a better shot if I just worked after school and then applied, because then I'd have more experience. With my bachelor's, I can work as an assistant directly under an SLPA, speech language.
And that way, if it sucks, you can be all right, now I actually don't want to do this, rather than going right there after the grad school.
So I only applied to 3 or 4 schools. I think it just ended up being 3. And I'll see what sticks. They're all in Mass, so.
And again, we got those good colleges.
Yeah, we got those hella good colleges.
But yeah, so that was you before you went to college. And then, so when you got here, in high school, would you say, obviously I wouldn't say that you were someone you weren't I never had a beer and I'm going to college and I'm never going to drink. But would you say, going into school, did you come to college for the parties? Was partying something that you were excited about, or were you just kind of we'll see what happens?
Honestly, I was definitely excited, but I was really nervous, and I didn't really know how it worked, because obviously when you party in high school, it's 10 or 20 people like outside somewhere or at someone's house or their parents aren't home, but you know everyone, and like you have your like hookups to like get booze and stuff. And like I didn't know if it was like weird or like how much security would be here. So like when I came, I had like a little bit of weed and I had like a few tweeds, and I was like, I'm just gonna figure it out.
Dude, this is all I got for the whole year. How am I gonna get more
It
booze?
was like Survivor. And then obviously like there's ton of older kids from Plymouth who were like, hey, hit me up if you need anything.
And you're a girl, so they're like, oh, dude, we'll
Right.
totally buy you booze, and then maybe show sex with us. And you're like,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah, to the booze. But so yeah, you came here, and then you started obviously UMass parties.
Mhm.
They have the Blarneys and the outdoors.
Oh yeah.
It's just like thousands and thousands of people, and obviously I feel like
It gets more tame.
it gets more tamed.
They kind of crack down
they
a little
kinda-
more.
All the colleges. So when I went to SNU my freshman year, it was like, Wild Wild West, and then it was the same at Arkansas. And now here, I hear everything's getting more tame. Like at SNU, they started to tame down. Here, they're not letting as many people. They're like cracking down. But I mean, obviously the
Yeah.
parties are still there, but I don't know what that has to do with. I don't know. It's like just like the nature of their like colleges don't want to be associated with partying that much
Yeah.
anymore, or if it's just like
I think that, and I've heard this from professors and other staff, that like UMass is really trying to like get rid of that party image, get rid of that ZooMass and like all that.
it's like
And
the only animals here are study animals.
right, but and they are cracking down, and like it's like on Blarney, like there's a big police force. But I remember freshman year, I was like, oh my god, like I literally stayed over in the townhouses because I like wanted to be here when like everything popped off, and I didn't know if I'd be able to get here from the dorms. And I would like walk everywhere. Like I would walk from here to Southwest, and that's like 40 minutes.
It's a hike.
And yeah, so and they had like a concert to keep people from going out for Blarney. They like slept over here.
They had
and
a
I
concert to try and like
Yeah, they had
distract.
like Migos and like
Anyway, so Migos was here, and people still rather go to Blarney than see
Oh,
Migos.
yeah.
That's crazy.
um
Why can't you do both?
you can if you can walk. Or I mean, I could have Ubered, but like I was a freshman. I didn't really start Ubering until like later.
I feel like Uber's more started popping off the last 2 years.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't even know if it was Uber around our freshman. Yeah, I guess I don't know.
I think it exists.
But like when you're a freshman too at college, you kind of just like you stay more. You don't really go out because like Uber's more for like the bars and stuff, and like
Yeah.
especially at UMass, everything's kind of it's close enough. And
Mhm.
with the buses not around,
Well, the buses, I don't know. They just get packed and stuff when there's like an event like that. But anyways,
yeah.
so I stayed over at the townhouses, and we like woke up and started drinking, and I had 2 big Poland Spring water bottles of like mixies, and I had them in my like vest pockets, and I walked by all the cops and stuff, and they're like, oh, hey, how are you? Hey, have a nice day. Hey, whatever. And like, and I don't know, I was kind of geeking. I was like, are they gonna like ID me or something? Like, do they care? Like, I'm clearly hammered, and like, this isn't water.
That's like a thing too. I think you get to college is we start to realize that cops really don't care about drunk college kids
They
because
get paid time and a half to
there's
stand at the end of every street.
there's
Like,
so
you
many
love
drunk
it.
college kids. It's you're paranoid. It's like, oh my god, I'm so drunk right now. It's like, oh wait, so is everyone else around me?
Yeah.
It's like as long as you're not dying.
Fighting. If you're
Uh,
not fighting or you're not like passed out dead, then they don't really care.
But then if you are one of those things, you can get seriously fucked,
Mhm.
like big time.
And honestly, of course, honestly and obviously, when
Yeah.
you're a dude, you get dicked on so much more. Like one of my good friends got in trouble twice for just like having an open beer and stuff, and he had to like go to court and like get sentenced. He just did like community service or whatever, but. And it's like not a big deal. And another one of my friends, who's a girl, had like a White Claw or whatever, and like a party got blown up, and she walked outside, and the cop was like, "Hey, like make sure you like slam that or get rid of it."
Being very nice to girls. Yeah, no, make sure like, oh, just slam it though. Imagine like high
Yeah.
school walking like at a high school party and they're like, all right,
You better slam that.
yeah, you better slam that right now or else. But like I've had friends who they would go with like someone that's 21 to buy them. So it'd be like a car with all the underage kids, and there'd be one 21-year-old, and you go inside,
Mhm.
buy the booze, and the cops would like get them on the outside, and then like they all get a ticket. They all have to go to court. It's just like the fact that cops. I mean, the crazy part about that is cops could just like arrest everyone if they wanted to. It's just like the
Yeah.
fact that they're so selective almost makes it worse. It's like
Mhm. They're profiling.
it's like, but they're only profiling the Chads and the Brads of the world, I guess,
yeah,
and not
the Beckys are fine.
the Beckys and
Beckys are
Stacy.
safe.
The Stacys, though, it's those Stacys.
The
These
Stacys.
crazy white girls, which there are quite a few of, I'd say, Amherst.
Mm.
But yeah, so that's been your party life. Now let's talk about, obviously, so you got here, and then would you say, did you notice that it was a lot different being a girl here around a bunch of like random dudes you didn't know. Everyone was like really nice to you. Can we talk about like how what's that like?
Totally. One thing I always say is I feel like being a girl in college, it's like totally a time in your life where you have like a ton of privilege. And like I remember freshman year, like it'd be like me and 8 girls, and then like Jack Haley. Like we'd all want to go party with Jack Haley, but we had to get our ratio right because that was the thing. You get to have the ratio, you get to have like a ton of girls and like maybe a guy, and they'd still give us so much shit. I'm like, okay, like if you have room for 8 of us, like you can take him. Like come on, like we brought him. He's got all these biddies. Like let's go.
The best is the mindset though. It's like. So that you're having a party and you're like all these girls come to your door and you're like, all right, there are eight chicks here. Second, then you see one dude, you're like, dude, how am I gonna have sex with all 8 of these girls? There's just one guy that's here. He's gonna distract them. It's like, no, he can't come in. It's like,
yeah, as a girl, like you can get it to any party, and like definitely people are more likely to give you free booze. One thing that I used to really like to do is at day drinks is I would try to steal beers for my like guy friends, and I had like a whole strategy, and I would just like. Steal. I wouldn't steal. They'd give it to me willingly.
Yeah.
But they would think that it was for me, and I would go and give it to like one of my friends, and I'd go over. You go up to a guy with a backpack, and when people are like throwing beers around, I'd be like, oh my god, I hope I catch one. I just finished my drink. I don't have anything else. I'm gonna lose my buzz. And they're like, oh, you have a fucking beer. I don't care.
It's like, oh, I don't care. It's like, oh, can I get your number? Like, nah, I don't know. I see ya. It's like, oh man, dude, that chick totally wants me though.
Right. And I think about the ratio too. There is one frat we went to, I think either freshman or sophomore year, and it was literally only girls in there, and it was like only girls, and like the girls were dancing with each other, and like girls were like making out and shit, but like none of the guys were trying to talk to them.
Okay. It's crazy because
they
like
didn't let any guys in. It was only girls, but it was just like the brothers of that frat, and they were just kind of like talking. They were kind of talking to each other on the side of the room.
It's like a middle school dance, kind of like the guys on the corner, like, dude, should we go talk to those girls? It's like.
No, it's too scary.
It's scary, man. It's like, but there's so many of them, though, man. There's so many. It's like, we'd let more guys in here. It's like, no.
You totally need some randoms. Like, even if it's a guy's party, you need some random dudes, you need some random girls. Like,
well, they always used to say the ratio was like, for a good party, it's 3-to-1 dudes to babes. Man, this party's getting good. But in like college, for like a house party, the people at the house are like, so if you're throwing a party, you're like 6 of your dude friends. Like, okay, we're having a party. It's like, we will let 10 other dudes and 40 chicks in. But then you realize, like, where am I going to get these 40 chicks to just show up at my house without dudes?
I don't think I know these 40 chicks.
But that's my roommate down south when he was in Kappa Sig. It's the biggest fraternity in the world. Like, actually, like, they have the most members. 370. Jerry Jones was in it. The Waltons. So, like, they have the $1 million houses for their spring break. For spring week, they had Gucci Mane come and just perform in their backyard.
Oh, my God.
It's wild. But, like, that's down south fraternities.
Yeah.
But they have, like,
money,
and they have 200 like kids that live at the house or whatever, so they actually don't let dudes in, even kids on the football team. It's like I always thought, you go down south or whatever, like you're in the football team and
everyone worships you,
and not down south. They will go up to the guys and they'll be like, hey man, what's up, how's it going, gotta go. And they're like, wait, what? It's like, yeah guys, it's a brothers only function.
What the fuck?
But I just thought that was crazy that they were, because that was like the idea of being on a sports team. But like girls down south too, like they find guys on the sports team. Down south, it's a different animal where like girls will just have sex with guys because they're in a fraternity or they're on a sports team. They don't really care if they look like. Down south, it's like a badge of honor if you get the fraternity shirt. Obviously, up north, it's not really like that. Would you say that like being on a sports team, is that more attractive? Like kid on like the UMass hockey team. Or like the UMass, like we don't care about sports here at UMass per se. Would you be like, some dude was like, yeah, I'm just
totally
quarterback.
Not the football team.
Yeah,
like, I give a shit about the football team. No, that's not true. But like, it's definitely totally personal. I don't think that I really care. I know that to be a student athlete, like I don't know, you just get so many perks, but like. They like own you, so that kind of sucks. I feel like they wouldn't really have like time.
Oh, yeah, you have time to just hang out, Netflix and chill, and then that's it.
That's true. I don't know. I don't really think it would sway me either way. I mean, obviously, people that are like athletic and like do stuff have like better bodies, but like beyond that, like,
but
I don't really care. There's like not a lot of clout that comes with it that's like attractive.
I'd say you're always. I don't think like would say you wouldn't probably consider yourself like you're not like a basic white girl. Like you're not.
Am I not?
Nah.
Let's go.
Well, I mean, but you wouldn't consider yourself the type of girl. You're not like the generic. You're not a Stacy out here in college being like, "Oh my
No.
God, I want this Chad. I want this Brad."
Chad. My friend was just telling me that his like ex-girlfriend or whatever like was hoping, she was texting her friends and like one of the friends sent him a screenshot or whatever, but she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that, you know, whatever his name is, Tim. I'm so sad Tim's not here because I have all these hickeys on my neck and I was not going to see him. I really want to hurt his feelings or whatever." Like, she didn't say I really want to hurt his feelings, but she's like, "Oh, I'm so mad you didn't see him." Like, oh my God. You like really didn't care about someone if you just like...
Can we talk? So, all right. The idea that girls aren't malicious assholes and guys aren't malicious assholes. Who do you think is worse when it comes down to it? Like, yes. So, out of every college I've been to, SNU, Arkansas, UMass Boston, like, I'd say I'm really good at getting girls to really like me, but know what I'm even better at? And I want to know if this is a skill that I have or if every guy has. I'm really good at getting girls to really like me, but then even better at getting them to absolutely hate me and have all their friends hate me too. Is that a skill that every guy has, or is that just a skill that I've acquired?
Every guy is capable of. And I just think, it depends on how much you like the girl. Like, obviously, if you don't really like the girl that much, who gives a shit if her friends don't like you? Except that maybe she might not hang out with you, but if you don't really like her that much, then there's always other girls.
But the thing is, like, so I could be friends with all these girls. Mm-hmm. So it's like, say I dated your best friend, right? Mm-hmm. And then we broke up. But, like, can we still be friends, or therefore you have to hate me now? Obviously, it depends.
It depends on the term of the breakup. I mean, definitely there are some guys that my best friend has been with that I'm cool with, and there's no beef. And like, if she's still friends with them, I'm still friends with them, and it doesn't really matter. But if like he doesn't really fucked up, then I think that he's kind of a fucked up person.
But on that note too, would you say that college is not, like, would you say that this atmosphere for a girl leads to like you getting more heartbroken, or is it like, because obviously you're super privileged, but I feel like girls like in college, guys in college too are more wanting to just hook up. It's like a hookup culture. Yeah. So when you catch feelings, it's almost usually ends bad because usually it's not reciprocal.
I am definitely super privileged, and I've like dated someone for like the majority of college. But I will say that those times where I've just had like casual hookups, like I've known what it is, and like, nobody's feelings got hurt, and I think that can all be avoided with just like honesty, like. I don't really have any intention of, like, hanging out with you.
It's like, this is a one-time thing.
This is, like, It's
like, I saw your Tinder, you had...
just trying to smash, and that was fun, and now it's over, so I'll see you never.
But, like, do you, as a girl, is that something that... Because, like, now it's, like, this empowerment movement. Like, I'm a girl, I can, it's like... I can be a player, too.
Phase. Yeah. It's fine as long... You just have to be honest with yourself, too, definitely, as a girl. Like, if you... Can you think that you can hook up with this person if you think they're really cool and you hang out with them a lot and spend a lot of time together? Do you think it's realistic for you to think that you guys can, like, hook up and then he, like, never talks to you again? You're not gonna get your feelings hurt? Like, you don't know. You just gotta know yourself and,
I feel like as a guy,
be honest with that.
As a guy, and most guys, it's easier for them to, not give a crap about people, but I feel like is it like really possible? Like, I always thought girls, like, when they have sex with someone, like, I've met girls that could literally give a crap, but like I feel like it's tough as a girl to actually not care a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. My friends and I were just talking about this, that like, girls just, like, I think biologically just have a tendency to, like, form some kind of attachment when you're, like, that intimate with someone. But even still, like, be honest with yourself. If you know that, like, okay, I might, be going into this getting attached. But like I said, I've been really lucky that, like, every time I've hooked up casually with someone, I've just, like...
It's been off. That's the thing.
I know what it is.
When you're open and honest with people, it's very easy to... There's no... Like, you should understand what's going on, and no one should, like, get upset about things if you're just honest with someone. Mm-hmm. But how often are people actually honest with each other? That's the real thing. And who would you say is least honest, less honest? Would you say guys are less honest or girls are less honest?
I think that guys, I don't really know. I think guys are less honest in the sense that, like, guys are gonna say whatever they can to, like, get laid in a lot of chances. Like they'll make all these promises, like, oh, I'll take you ice skating, I'll take you out to dinner, like, we can do all this shit, like we can hang out, like why don't you come over and do this or whatever. And then you fuck, and then he's like, okay,
see ya.
are you gonna get the Uber or do I have to get that for you? And then I think girls, I don't know, maybe it's harder to be honest with yourself in that sense. Like I said, that
It's sometimes I feel like in any relationship it's easier in like regards if you're upset about it. It's just easier to say that person, like, I didn't give a fuck, I didn't care at all, like rather than be like, okay, I did care and I'm upset now, I'll get over it. It's like I feel like when you don't accept that you were actually upset about something, it makes it worse. You're just like, no, fuck, I never even cared. I never cared at all.
I totally agree.
But I feel like girls more likely than not are the ones to say, like, he was an asshole. That's why, like, they'll be like, he was an asshole. And then, like, I could text a girl that said that, and she'd be like, oh, wait, he's texting me. Like, okay, I'm like.
Yeah. I guess I don't really know. I haven't had a lot of experiences like that. But.
You're not here slaying.
I'm not out here slaying,
I think that's not.
And every time I've slain, I've
just like, whatever.
I've been like, it was what it was, I'm not sad.
Not sad. Would you say though too? Because we have this idea that you can like meet the love of your life at the college bar on like a Thursday night or like at the sick frat party. I feel like you can't really make good relationships if you meet someone for the first time when you're out at a party. Do you agree with this? As a girl, what do you think is the best time, like as advice to a guy, would you say would be the best time to like actually try and get like a girl's number?
Approach a girl or whatever? I don't see why you couldn't meet someone who you really like connect with and stuff at a bar or whatever and partying and stuff. Especially out here, just because, especially in the dead of winter in Mass, like, what is there to do?
It's cuffing season.
It's cuffing season, and like, okay, if you don't like to drink or party, like, what are you gonna do?
You're telling
you're gonna do some puzzles?
Puzzles. You can go. You can pick. I don't know.
Okay, so then I like to be like, how are you gonna meet women doing that? I don't know.
Well,
which is not to sound like a complete junk and like I don't do anything but drink, but like.
It's like, what else is there to do though with life, right?
I am against approaching people at the gym. So if you want to go get those gains, don't talk to me.
I think it's just a very awkward time at the gym. It's like, I'm here.
I have my headphones in.
Yeah. It's like, I'm here. Gym's a very personal thing to feel like to most people. Like, it's like you're just there, like, you're focusing on yourself, you're making yourself look fit.
I'm looking like a complete snack right now, but I'm sweaty and my headphones are in, and you're sweaty, and.
Yeah, but my pump's looking good though.
The pump's looking good, but it's just like not a time to be social.
But it's almost like, but your guard's down though at the same point, right? It's like it's who you really. Up. Your guard's up.
My guard's up.
But
that's why I'm scared to go in the weight room. I used to not be, but something happened to me, and now I'm terrified.
You're terrified? Was it like a bad experience? Was it a bad experience with a man?
It wasn't no, it wasn't that at all. I used to like really go to the gym a ton freshman year, and I was in the best shape of my life. And then I don't really know why, but now I just am like so anxious to be in the weight room with like all the guys.
Because you feel like they're just like looking at you.
I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't want. It's more that I don't want to look like an idiot. Then
that's the worst though at the gym when someone like you're lifting and then like this guy is like, yeah, you just like, you actually want to do it
and
this way.
He's so much more likely to like come up to a girl and correct her than he would like another dude. Like another dude would be like, oh, have fun throwing out your back, I don't give a shit.
No, guys,
like, guy would be like, oh no, like
there's like different phases of the gym. It's so like when you first start out, like once you get in the beginning, like some guys they start lifting, because they want to get in shape, they want like girls to think they're attractive, but then it gets to a point too where like they don't even care about girls anymore. They just care about being like the beefiest they can get.
Yeah.
And then
going to the gym isn't a personality trait.
Yeah, that's another thing. People like then it becomes like what do you do? I go to the gym. It's like I lift. That is who I am. I'm a meathead.
I go to the gym sometimes, and I go out on the weekends.
It's like
I'm a
person.
If you're a nice strapping young fella and you want to approach a lady at a bar, I think that's fine. Why not? I think no. Half the fun of going out is like getting ready to go out.
Well,
so when someone acknowledges that I look nice and I'm out, I love that. That makes me smile.
It's like the idea is like you shouldn't go out to get laid, but getting laid is always in the back of your mind when you're going. It's like the girls when girls go out. Are you guys like going out like just drink? Like, what is like the actual mindset?
No, we definitely go out to
Like
like drink, and like I love to dance and stuff. That's why I love going to Monkey and stuff, because they have a whole dance floor and stuff. It's not, at least not to me, but everyone likes attention. Everyone likes free drinks.
But that's the thing. It's like it's such a game in a sense where it's like
Mm-hmm.
girls can just use the game correctly. If you want, you could like never pay for a drink at the bar, and you could just.
And it's not true at college bars. Totally, it's not true here because no one has any money.
Yeah. And when I was
like
living
at home, totally.
yeah.
I notice when I go at home, like people will buy me drinks.
Oh, it's like when we were home
Thank you so much.
for Thanksgiving, and there was like the creepy old dude that was buying everyone drinks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's always got the creep. That's the same thing in Boston too. It's like the creepy old guys always get by the young girls drinks, no problem, no
Yeah.
questions asked.
They got money to blow, and like I didn't ask. They don't ask him to buy a drink, and if he gets and doesn't get anything out of it, that's his own fault. A lot of the times, if someone like offers to buy me a drink, I'll say like I have a boyfriend or whatever. Like it's like not gonna get you anywhere. Like save your money, go buy someone else a drink.
What a great girl right there.
Hey, But one guy came up to me at home and was like, "Hey, can I buy you a drink, no strings attached?" And I was like, "You ask like that? Absolutely. I'm not even give a disclaimer."
Yeah, it's like you're gonna be a great guy and just buy me a drink for the hell of it. Go ahead, man.
no strings
I'm not gonna feel bad. You're not gonna feel bad. It's gonna be great.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
And then going off that, would you say that but dudes at the bar, like, are college boys the worst? Would you say, like, just the idea of like, who is the worst? Like the frat dude, the people that come up and like assert. Do you like assertive dudes? Do you like the soft dudes? Like, would you say the approach works the best?
I gotta say, I think at least at the bar, people like are there to like do their own thing. I think frats can definitely be worse because like that instance where they only invited girls, like they think that
you're there to have sex with all the dudes
to entertain them or something. And it's not like you didn't hire a bunch of strippers. Like maybe we look like whores right now, but we're here to have a good time, all right? Like
it's like regardless of what my outfit may be saying, I am a classy lady.
And you gotta, yeah. So maybe frats, and it's not necessarily even the brothers. It's like the other patrons that will
arrive like there, just like the people. It's almost like the friends of the brothers, and say like just the other men, like male guests.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just something about frats. I'm just anti-frat. I'm anti-Greek life.
It's having been part of a fraternity again. There's a huge difference between fraternities up here. Like down south, like I have friends that have been roofied. I have been roofied. Like I don't think that the fact that that's a culture is disgusting to me. The fact that I just never got the concept of like, let me drug this girl and then have sex with her because I'm the man.
That's so weird. I was thinking of this today because I was standing outside Pike, and that Pike is like shut down right now.
Oh really?
Yeah, they took the letters off the house. Everyone has to move out. One of my friends who's in Greek life was saying how like they can't even like assemble and call it like a
that's thing. My fraternity just got kicked off campus at SNU for hazing.
Oh yeah.
But like I'm sure it's like the same thing. But yeah.
Well yeah, and Pike was always the one that would like get in trouble for roofies and shit. And like imagine being the person that sells like a college kid roofies. Like what those are for.
Imagine being the kid buying roofies, being like knowing what they're for. It's like
all bad. And like I don't know where roofies originate from. I don't know if there's like a roofie factory somewhere. But like there's like must be such like a long line of people who like know what this is for, and they're just like, this is okay.
This is okay. It's like one time I heard one of my roommates, he got roofied. My roommate from Arkansas, he was out with his buddies, and he's like, "Oh, I accidentally drank my buddy's drink, and I like roofied myself." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, my buddy, he likes to get like a strong buzz." So I was like, "Yeah, that's what their buddy is trying to."
I've made that joke before, like, "Oh, I'll roofie myself before I go out or whatever." But like, it's not funny, and like, I didn't know people actually did it.
I know it's like terrifying because I was once at a party. I was playing pong with this girl. And this kid comes over, and he's like, "Oh, here's a drink for like my friend." And I was like, "Oh, I'll take that." And I just drank it, like no questions asked. So I was just sitting there playing pong. Game ends. I go and sit on the couch, and that was the last thing I remember. And then I woke up the next day. In my room, I apparently called everyone on my phone, and they were like, "Yeah, Jack, so you were sitting there on the couch, and then you just like your head dropped, you just started throwing up, and you just started like profusely sweating, and it was just like incredible, like it was just out of nowhere." And I was like, there's no way I got that drunk.
Yeah.
Because it was just like an instant. They're like, I don't know what you drank, man. And I was like,
I saw the people who were like, it was like this girl's friends carrying her in like my freshman year, and yeah, it was crazy because at least like when you're like hammered and drunk, like you like. I don't know. She was just like a rag doll. It doesn't happen when I'm drunk, but she was just like, and she was like foaming the mouth and shit. Like,
when I saw when my friends got roofied, so she like called me from the frat house, and she's like, I don't feel good. Can you come get me? And I was like, you're at the like. I just thought she was really drunk. And I was like, whatever. And then like her friend picked up. I was like, no, like she's not doing well. Like we need to come back. So they lived like where my apartment was like a 5-minute walk. So they started walking, and we go outside to meet them, and she's just standing in the middle of the street walking, and she just collapses. So we have to run over, pick her up, and then we put her in my room. And she just starts like screaming and shaking, not knowing where she was. And then instantly, so she's like panicking. And then all of a sudden, it just, you just instantly like lights out cold. I'm like,
God.
I was like, are you dead?
So scary.
It's like terrifying. It's like you think that they're dead. But like the fact that, I don't know. It's a crazy concept. And that's like why being a girl is very scary. But then as a guy, I've been roofied too. So, but like the same thing can happen to dudes. But I don't know.
But like, I don't know. Like, I think it's safe to assume that a guy was doing roofing and trying to get a girl. Though.
Yeah.
So like, even if that happens to you, like, you're probably not going to get diddled. I mean, not that you're not handsome enough to like get diddled if you're roofied. But
yeah, I don't know. It's college. That's like I feel bad for girls in that sense in college. It's because there are guys that
are
predatorial men, but at the same point, it's like I feel like girls also are a lot bitchier in college at the same point because they know the powers that they have sometimes.
They know the power, and yeah.
But I mean, it's not a bad thing, I guess, because I don't know. College is weird. It's like the problem is too is so yes, you get attention, but it's also fake attention in a sense where it's like you are just one of the girls. It's not like the attention is specific to you, Haley.
Yeah.
It's just like you're just a girl that I'm giving attention to, and then like if you say no, I go to your friend. Oh, you say no, you just keep going down the line. It's just a numbers game. It's like how many girls can we get here so then we can get the attention thing going.
Right.
And how does that make you like like a girl on like what's the difference between being a girl on Tinder and like
oh my god
like I always think it's hilarious. So it's like you know like as a guy swipe whatever, but like as a girl
Tinder is so funny, and like I had it for like a month or so, like a long time ago, and one of the most interesting things is I downloaded it. I was literally with Jack Haley and like Tim Barron. And, like, they just wanted to see what guys' Tinders were like. Like, I know it sounds really corny to be like, I downloaded Tinder as a joke, but, like, I originally did. And, like, I had a bunch of, like, ridiculous pictures up of, like, Lord Farquaad and shit. But, like, guys' Tinders can be, like, so soft. Because it's unlike any other of their socials just because, like, they're trying to, like, appeal to girls.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, like, I really like...
It's like, here's a picture of me being cute with a dog.
Like, long walks on the beach. Like, I really want someone that I can, like, talk about this with. And, like... BBB, like being like really nice and soft, and I'm like, oh my god, like you try to be such a hard on like Twitter and shit, but like you're a little soft boy just looking for some female companionship. So that's interesting.
That's interesting, but it's such a weird concept that I hate the idea of it in theory, just because it's like I'm talking to this girl, but I've never met her or seen her in person, and like you put a lot of effort in, and then it's just like. It's just weird when you're like, I'm going to meet this person now. I've never heard them talk. What if I hate their voice?
Yeah.
What if they say something like, what if they don't look like what they look like? And it's like, but you're putting in like all this time that you could be putting into someone.
It's the numbers game.
But I've also, there's one time there's this girl on Tinder. I went on a date. I got back. I was living in Boston. And it was like 11:30. And this girl's like, hey, you want to come over? And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. LOL. Like, just as a good joke. And she's like, wait, are you up? You're serious? I was like, yeah, I'll come over. She's like, add me on Snap. I was like, okay. Add her on Snap. And then she's like, sends a Snap to like, verify that it's her. I sent her a Snap to verify it's me. And she's like, all right, here's my address. So I go over to this girl's house. So the only conversation we've had are these three Tinder messages in one Snap, and then I'm at this girl's house. And I go up there, and it's like we go to a room. And
I'm nervous just hearing this.
And like so like we get in there and then like her cat's on the thing. And at this point I was like, I've never talked to this girl before in my life, but like I'm here to do coitus. And I feel very like I'm just uncomfortable. It's like I can't believe this is actually happening. And then I get there and then her cat's there and she's like, yeah, it's my cat. I was like, good cat. She's like, yeah, it needs to leave. So leaves the room. She turns off the light. We I start getting undressed and we lay in the bed. She's like, yeah. and then so it's dark, and then we're just laying there. Things commence, and then it's over, and she's like, so this is the day before Thanksgiving break,
Mhm.
and she's like, yeah, so you can sleep here, but I have like a flight at 6 a.m. So you can leave. I was like, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah.
And then so we sit there and I call the Uber back home, and then we're just sitting there talking for like the longest 10 minutes of my life. Just like I was like, yeah, like we can hang out again other than this, and she's like sitting there being like, yeah, totally. And I was like,
Oh.
and then I'm leaving the apartment, and then her other roommate walks out completely naked. And I'm like, I really like this apartment.
Yeah, can I stay?
Can I stay? And then
Guess another roommate.
and then I get out, and then that's that. And then I went home. So that was like an hour and a half of my life, and it's just like I couldn't believe it.
Haunts you.
It haunts me because I was like, I had sex with someone that I had a like 10-minute conversation with. It's like I felt like a prostitute. I was used as a man. It's like no, it's like guys do that to girls. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But it was
But you know, everyone.
But like
That's to anyone. Everyone's a little bit crazy.
That is. But like that's like Tinder it's like I feel like that's the idea of what everyone thinks Tinder is. It's like and so like girls are like, what do you want Tinder for? It's like, well, you know, I'm looking to meet people. It's like, oh,
are you kidding?
It's like, what do you mean you're looking to meet people? It's like girls are on Tinder to either actually like they want to hook up or they just want like the attention. Yeah,
that's always nice.
It's like it's nice I get being a girl being like, yeah, all these guys find me attractive, and then they're all saying nice things to me. It's like I don't have to talk to them or see them at the bar, but I can get like some nice happy attention when I want it. But guys, it's a lot different. I feel like guys don't crave attention. But like, do you actually like what about attention as a girl? Like, why do you like attention?
I think everyone likes attention.
Well,
I don't think that it's a specifically female thing.
No, it's not like, but you like being as like I like attention, but I don't like it in the like I don't need I guess maybe some guys do need constant attention though.
Yeah.
But like, what do you like in a dude? Like, it's like you don't want a needy guy. I feel like they're no, you want like a man's man.
Guy's dude. Dude's guy.
A dude's guy. Guy being a dude. You know, regular dude.
Low maintenance.
Low maintenance.
I'm gonna do what I want to do. You do what you want to do.
He doesn't care. He does the man things, kills the spiders.
Oh my god, yeah.
Other than that, so when you go out with your friends and stuff, like, would you say? Because like I feel like you have some wild friends. You'd say, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, what are some stories of like them like being wild?
I don't know if I can ask them if it's okay to say some of these things, or maybe it's okay if I don't use their names.
Yeah, you can use their fake names.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
So
as long as we know who they are, you can tell me after who they actually are. But yeah.
I don't know if it's fair, but like
you can change the story a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so I will say that like coming from like we partied and stuff in high school, I think that I like pretty much knew like what was going on like when you go to a party like and I was definitely nervous and like I would bring out a cup with like a top on it like a roofied or whatever. One girl I know was literally in a bukkake. And, like, I really wish I had, like, the dialogue of, like, how that
went down.
But, like, and, like, who initiated it, who brought it up. But, like, and it's, like, totally fine. It's never come up, and I feel like I can't just, like, bring it up out of nowhere. Even though I think if I did, she'd be totally fine. But, like, that's pretty fucking nuts.
That's the thing. It's, like, that's one of those things where if you've done that, you can't be, like, don't bring that up. It's like that.
I think you've done that.
For that to happen, there needs to be
like those girls who did the porn in South.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do a porn, you have to own it. You have to. If doing it, you have to be like, my dad's gonna see this, and like you gotta own it. You gotta just be like, yep, I made.
My dad's gonna see that. That thought alone would.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean.
But yeah, so you got
do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do.
Some
do what
sex things you just gotta own and be like, yeah.
It's like, yeah, I was sitting there and a bunch of dudes. I know a person in Arkansas. So one of this girl I know, she was dating this guy in this fraternity, and she had a 4-way. So him and his 3 other roommates all had sex with her at the same time. But like she's dating one of the dudes. Like she's like, yeah, it happened, and like she's like, now it was like super awkward after. I was like, imagine being why would you want your girlfriend? It's like, hey guys, you all want to have sex with my girlfriend? That'd be so sick. And then she comes over, and then all the boys are like, yeah, we totally like smashed your girlfriend. And he's like,
but you were there supervising.
But you were also there, part of it. It's like we all saw each other naked. Like, we're such good bros, dude. Such good bros.
It is a good bonding experience. I wouldn't want to be that girl, but
I don't think
maybe someday.
It's like if you find the right guy
If you find the right
in the right group of
guys.
friends, it's every girl dreams of it.
Find one nice guy.
Like,
imagine getting 4 in a room. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like 4, like to be lucky enough to find a boy, then to like his friends enough to be like, wow, this is like a
Honestly,
great group of dudes.
Smash me too. I don't give a shit.
But that's what she. So like this girl, was this like a party at like here or like?
Yeah, I think it was a party here. I think that it was like a frat and like everyone was partying downstairs. I think she just wandered upstairs into a room with like 6 dudes and they were like, let's fucking go.
And she's like, was she like blackout or was she like sober enough to?
I don't think so. I think that
consent.
I think I'll need to pry. I don't think she'll mind if I talk about it, and I didn't use her name, so it's all whatever.
We'll get to the bottom of this. We'll up in later shows. Haley will come on again.
It's investigative.
It's like the Bukkake, the Bukkake tapes. Like, here's the story. Why did this happen? Do you find Ted Bundy attractive? What is your opinion on finding the serial killer attractive?
This whole thing, people are getting so upset about romanticizing Ted Bundy. Like that was his deal. Like that's.
Well, that's why like
he was charming. That's his thing. People are like, it's really bad to like. I think it's bad when girls are like, I want Ted Bundy to stir my guts with his dick. Like that's not good to say. I think that's really disrespectful.
I think
people he murdered. But like the fact that he's like handsome and charming, like that's part of it.
That's why he was able to murder all those girls.
Like it would not be the same story if he was like bunk.
But I think the idea that, like, yes, I think you can say, okay, he's an attractive male, but the fact that you want to have sex with him, I think that's the part that I don't get. Like, he murdered, like, if you had sex with him, he would murder you. Like, that is the point.
Yeah. He had, like, steady girlfriends and stuff.
He had his wife. That's what that movie is about, his, like, wife, the one with Zac Efron. But like, serial killers, you're not in on that, though.
Oh, I like serial killers and, like, there's like true crime. I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts. I like all that. I'm listening to one with the Zodiac Killer right now. That shit was wild.
That shit is wild. Like was Zodiac, was he having sex with the like girls or was he just murdering them?
He was the one. First of all, before listening to podcasts, all I knew is that people thought Ted Cruz was a Zodiac Killer. I'm not gonna roll that out. But the Zodiac Killer was like the stereotypical like couple like alone in a car and secluded area because they're trying to bang. He comes up, blah, blah, shoots him. And then like that happened a few times. Then he was like, I'm gonna shoot out a school bus's front tires and I'm gonna have fun like picking off all the kitties as they come bouncing out of the bus.
Christ.
Like, and his whole thing that I think is like characteristic. This is basically like the podcast I'm listening to. It's kind of like I'm guest starring on it. But like his whole deal is he would like write the newspapers and be like, I'm gonna, if you don't print out this, whatever, this code, then I'm gonna go on a killing spree Friday night, August.
So he would like let them, he was the first guy to pretty much say, I'm gonna do this. So was he saying where he was gonna murder or he wanted something in response and then he would go murder them?
Like,
so was he?
At least one of the first couple murders, he called the police station. He was like, I'd like to report a double murder, whatever. I did it with this kind of gun. They were in this kind of car located here.
So he's rubbing it in the cop's face. He's like, I'm the murderer. I'll tell you how I did it. Just now you gotta find me. Yeah,
and then he like submitted this code to like the newspaper and it's like, this contains my identity if you can decode it.
And no one could decode
it. They decoded most of it, but they're like these like last 18 characters that like don't follow the rest of the code like key or whatever that like we still don't know. But like what we did decipher doesn't tell us anything about who he is. So it's just spooky.
That's really like just the idea too. The guy like that's another crazy thing, right? As a girl, it's so you meet this guy at the bar and he's like attractive. You're like, yeah, I'll totally go home with this guy. And then you go home with him.
He murders you.
And then he murders you. The idea, I feel like our generation, we just think like hooking up and doing that kind of stuff is just like normal. But that's like in reality when you realize like I'm inviting this stranger I've never talked to other than this time when I'm drunk. It's like she could murder me in my sleep. I could.
One thing I think about too is like if you're a girl, like I think a lot of people recommend that like you bring a guy back to your house or whatever. Because then, like, maybe you have a little bit more power, but then it's like, okay, then I know where I live.
Yeah, then it's like, so say, he goes back and he does something, you're like, get the hell out of here. And then he's like, comes back.
I can't kick him out. Like,
but you can leave his house.
You can't, like, remove, like, a guy from my house if I don't want him there. like that's not. I can call the police and stuff, but like how long it's gonna be till they get there?
And then you'd rather be murdered.
I'm already dead, depending on.
And that's the thing too. It's like the Ted Bundy thing. It's like, okay, so all these attractive like guys could be out there just like murdering people,
Working girls,
and it's like you have no.
or being sex trafficked.
Yeah.
What's worse, getting murdered or sex trafficked?
If you're murdered, you're dead. Sex traffic's for life until you die, though. Like, I don't know. Would you rather go out, or would you rather go? I feel like I don't know. I'd rather be neither. They're two terrible things.
Yeah, I'd rather fucking neither.
But I definitely would rather be dead than being sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently that's like really big. Apparently, we'll tell the story about the girl that you know that almost got sex trafficked when she was at the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is like again like not really my story to tell, and I don't really know if this girl would be okay with me talking about it. But I mean, ultimately, she took some drugs with a woman she's never met because she was like really drunk at a bar, went in the bathroom, and then her friends like they just lost track of her. And she had taken drugs with this woman and that she didn't know in the bathroom and got in a car with her. And the woman was like on drugs too, and she was like driving all like erratically. And then I think the cops came, and the girl that I know got out of the car, and she was like walking down like I-95 or something. And so then people called and was like, there's like a woman like
Just walking down the road.
The highway, and the police like didn't see her. Well, like when they were pulling over the other woman. I don't really know all the details. It's not really like my story, but that's like, and I've heard similar things from other girls too. But it's just like.
But like that's how it goes down. It's like you're out. It's like when you go out to the bar, it's like actually way scarier than. Obviously, I feel like it's obviously a lot more safer around here, just due to the fact that but like you're in the city and stuff, like those are people from all over, and like there's some shady places, some shady people. And it's like you go to the bar,
dude. I went out for one of my friend's birthdays in Boston, and we ended up going to like this fucking dump of a bar. It had great Yelp reviews.
Always trust Yelp.
And so we were like, whatever. We were just like bar hopping in Boston. And like going to Boston's fun, but it's fucking expensive.
Girls' night out. No, we were talking about this too, but like being a girl in Boston is very scary too. It's like there's so many creepos just out there, like on the train.
So my friend went into the bathroom in the back, and this guy came in and followed her in the bathroom and like took his dick out and like just put her up against the wall, like picked her up.
I like
and
getting.
She was like, she's like, I don't want to touch your dick, like I don't want to fuck you, and he was like, okay. But then he took us all for Chinese food, which doesn't make up for it, but.
But then you just hung out with him after.
We didn't really know what was happening. We didn't know until later that happened. But she's like, "Oh, it's okay." It was like him and his friends, and
it's like they were just kidding.
I don't really know how, but like she didn't tell us that happened till later. We were like, "What the fuck? Like, are you okay?" But she said like no, and he obviously backed down and stuff.
So that's okay.
Which is key, but it's a fucking weird move.
The idea of like consent now though, in just that whole thing in general.
What's that?
Hello. So
Eric, my roommate, came downstairs. But yes, but like the idea now being like, what is your opinion on this whole like, yes means no, no means yes, all this, like, what?
We talked about this in the ethics 160 class or whatever, the ethics class, and there's like explicit consent, implicit, and then like implied or whatever.
Yeah, implied.
And mostly it's like, I think what happens is implied.
It's always implied, it seems like.
Consent, like if I come back with you to your house and like we're getting naked and shit, like it's gonna go down.
But yeah, obviously once you're naked, it goes down. But like, I think the problem with consent, it's like that moment before when you're like chilling and like, you're going for that first move. Mm-hmm. It's like, as a guy, because it's like girls usually don't make. And as a girl, like, are you the type of girls like? Because like some girls will just sit there and like they want the man to make the move. Like they're not gonna like. There'll be girls that would sit there.
Dead fish it.
Yeah, dead fish it. They would sit there all night and like not have sex until if he didn't make the move. Mm-hmm. Obviously, some girls would be like, they're all about making the move. But like, would your opinion?
It's just awkward.
It's a very awkward
it's
zone
awkward for everyone. And I've been in that
I think it's
position where like I was hanging out with this kid like a bunch of times, and then we would just like make out, and then like one time we were making out, I was like, so like what's happening?
It's like, are you like waiting for
me? Are we gonna like, do you you not want to have like sex with me? Like, am I ugly? Like What's ideal for you happening here right now? Because this isn't doing it for me. I gotta tell you.
I like how girls your first thing's like, am I ugly? Is that why you don't?
Am I ugly?
It's because I'm ugly. I know it's because I'm ugly, but
I got a face for radio.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I'm going on a podcast.
But then, so like, it's making the move, and that awkward thing. It's like I feel like it's almost awkward. Like, if you're like, you want to have sex, you'd be like, depending on who it is, like, yeah, sure. And it's a very weird line, but especially being drunk though. Like, I don't. This is a very uncomfortable thing, even just like thinking about it. It's like, but it's not like I get why things happen. But like, I have stories of like people that like, you know, they consent, they do stuff, and then the girls really have all the power though. The next day, like, he raped me.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's not fair. Just because you regret having sex with someone doesn't mean that they fucking raped you. I don't know, but it's another thing. You got to be like, you gotta know what you want yourself. Like, obviously, I think that if you liked someone enough to like go home with them or whatever.
Well, that's like
and it's not to say, and definitely part of consent is like continuous. You know, like if you guys start doing stuff, you know, the vibe.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, hey, I'm really sorry. Like, this is really shitty of me, but like, it's not gonna happen tonight. You gotta go home.
That's not shitty. I feel like when it comes down to like, I don't know if it's necessarily shitty if you were honest.
Right.
But, yeah. But the problem.
It would be a lot shittier if like if that was me per se, and like everything, you know, continued and later it was like.
I feel like it's terrible that like the thing is the problem is like most guys, you know, they get like blue balled and they just like act like a total asshole. They're like, no, fuck you, you're a whore. I didn't even want to have sex with you anyway.
Right.
Like, you're the worst. And
classic.
And they slam the door and they leave and then they're like, I hope she calls me to come back right though. It's like, no.
Oh my god.
But yeah, and then so consent is, it's tough. It's not tough though. I feel like
you have to set limits for yourself as well. You know, like if I go out and meet someone, like how far am I willing to go? Like, I feel like guys, it's like pretty much the same. Like, I just want to like fuck no matter what.
Yeah, if it's like,
and girls, it's like, you know, I'll do a tasteful over the hands hand job. Over the pants hand job.
The tasteful over the hands a dry hand job is the best hand job.
You need to have calluses. You need to get a little bit of sand and rub it in your hands.
It's like in the movie theater, man. It's like
Karate Kid, huh?
Right. But other than that, I don't know, anything else as a girl that you feel like in college that your experience is what's like different? What'd you say though as a girl? Do you feel like different in class? Do you feel like sometimes you are, I want to say, like not privileged? Do you feel that different? Why?
Honestly, I definitely I've taken a lot of different courses like outside of my major just because like I think that's what college is for. Like, I want to learn about all kinds of shit. If anything, I think that a lot of my classes give me like a lot of white guilt. But then I'm like, at least I'm a girl.
Yes,
like, I would hate
it was
to be
the
white
men.
in this class.
It wasn't the girls. It was the men that were being terrible. It's like,
but yeah, I had this one. I took Afro Am, and this one white dude stood up and he was like, I feel like sometimes when I walk in a room, people are like feeling oppressed by me because, you know, I'm white, I'm educated, I'm a man, I'm wealthy and stuff. And we were like, okay, bro. Like, he's like this nerdy looking kid. And I was like, I don't really feel oppressed by you.
I can't believe that what I do learn in college is how unself-aware people are. It's kind of like the feminist girls. It's like, wow, guys totally are just viewing me as a sexual object. It's like, girl, you're ugly. Nothing. It's like, and your personality sucks. It's like no one thinks about that. It's like, yeah, I'm a white male and I have so much money.
People who take everything as like an attack
on them like, personally. It's like, no. It's just like, no. You gotta look at life individually. But do you feel like discriminated against ever because you're a girl?
I don't really feel that way, I guess. Maybe in some classes I feel like I don't. I definitely like to participate in class. I definitely talk a lot in class. I don't think that being a girl has ever made me not want to participate in class. It's more just like shit that I don't really know about, that I don't really talk about.
Because you're a girl, you don't know anything, you're dumb.
Right.
You need the man.
I was just going to say, like,
you.
my math classes, I don't fucking say shit because I'm too busy crying.
Yeah. Aren't we all? College math is terrible.
I literally didn't even have to take, like, hard. I'm never going to have to take calc. I fucking took math 104 and then stats. And stats, I would, like, cry, like, every day.
And that's not even like that hard in the grants. Like I can't imagine taking like calc or doing those engineering classes. Like
Yeah, oh my god, where they're like, hey, you guys did really good in the exam. The class average was like a 68.
It's like,
okay.
okay.
Why would you literally design a class for people to fail? Like, it goes against every single class we've taken this far. Like, the way a class is structured.
It's like
people to fail.
It's like there's like our classes that have like you can't only give it a certain amount of A's, so it's like okay, so you can't all get A's, even if it's like so someone has to get a C and someone has to fail. Someone has to fail this class.
I'll fail, I guess.
I guess I'll be that person.
I'll take one for the team.
Take one for the team, and then but yeah, your friends that you have made here. Obviously, you came in. So you came in with friends from home, but like the friends that you made here, are they? Would you say different? Like how are they different than you, or are you like the same? It's like you find your. Would you say you like your home friends more, better fit, or is like your college friends?
I think that some of my friends that I've met here are like a little bit more sheltered. Or at least like didn't like really party before coming to college, and that's why I think that some of them were so wild. Because it was like fucking like open season, and they would just get like you like they wouldn't just go out and drink. They'd get
blackout,
go out and drink and like get as absolutely fucked up as possible to like you have to carry them back, and then like that got really old really fast.
And well, that's the problem too. Is it coming like people that they weren't partying in high school and being cool. They were like,
they're being nerds.
They're being freaking nerds studying and be like, I'll never smoke marijuana. I'll never drink beer. Like, you know how bad it is for you? And then they come here and they're like, wait, my mom can't tell me that stuff's bad, so I can do it all the time.
Right.
But they come here and then they overdo it and they're like, wait, why don't you guys also do this? And we're like, we already did that, man. Like, it's over. Like, you need to like, we take care of you. It's not fun for us to drag your drunk ass back.
Right.
I was like, how's that even? I still don't get how it's fun for them. Just like getting blackout. I guess I was in 8th grade too, drinking beer, so I was cool.
Yeah, I'm a cool guy.
I know, right? It's like I had my friends; they were older. Well, my friends' older brothers. It's like they were like, "Yo, come to our sick high school party." We're like, "Yo, guys, we're at this high school party. It's gonna be lit." Yeah. It's like I held a girl's hand that was in high school. I was like, "Dude, I'm in there, dude." But
I think I'm really grateful. Well, I didn't go to like high school parties when I wasn't in high school, and I also didn't go to college parties when I wasn't in college, which maybe sounds really lame, but like...
you weren't cool enough to get invited.
I wasn't. I definitely wasn't. And, but like some of my like friends' friends who are in high school have visited, and I just think, oh my god, like I would be so overwhelmed. Like one kid who's from my boyfriend's hometown came up and he was literally just chugging like a Poland Spring water bottle with literally water in it, and he was just like downing it because it was like really hot and sweaty, and everyone was like, yo, this kid's a fucking savage, and like they were like filming on Snapchat with like flash, like he's like a zoo animal.
Is it gonna be on?
Came up to me, he's like, Haley, will you tell your friends to delete those videos of me? Like, I don't want to be on people's Snapchat stories. And I was like, oh no, honey.
Like, oh man, so that's why you shouldn't have came.
Okay, you shouldn't have drank water at a party though. What's gonna happen?
That's the moves. Like,
next time make it fucking Rubinoff.
This is straight Rubinoff. Like you just get back in the water. So it's like, oh shit.
Oh my god.
Kid's triple fisted right now. It's like, no, that's how you. If like if you killed like a whole water bottle of that, you would die. Like you would literally die. Like it's wild.
I've seen it done before.
I once seen one of the kids in my fraternity. He did like this is like a 16-ounce glass. You'd say he did this a fireball, just straight one gulp. I was like,
yeah.
How do you do that, man? How do you do that?
I can't do that kind of stuff. I gotta take sips like a human being.
Yeah.
Because, I'll choke and die.
It's like,
that's not how I want to go out.
It's like Mom, getting the call the next day, like, what happened, guys? It's like, Haley, she's at the party. She was doing it for the snap.
Slam a White Claw.
Slammed the White Claw. Choked and died.
Damn.
But it was totally sick, though. She crushed it in like 5 seconds.
Fucking inhaled a White Claw.
It's like here in college, like people like they see you dying, they just take their phone out and start snapping. Like, look at this girl, she's dying over here from alcohol poisoning. Yeah. She's a party animal, zoom ass. Like someone call 911.
Yeah,
maybe. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. That was like in high school.
I had the EMTs and the police called on me once, but I don't have any snaps of it.
What? Like, what the hell's the point of doing that if you don't have the snaps?
It was for nothing. I'll do it again.
You gotta do it again. You gotta do it.
In the dorms though, it's kind of hard. I don't want to be like found before my prime by the cops.
Like yeah, that before your prime, finding by the cops. But other than that, yeah. So you did the party thing. You did the girl thing. But yeah, so your boyfriend though, talk about like having a boyfriend? So you guys met here at UMass.
Mhm.
Talk about just like how that experience went down. Just like going into college, did you want to have like a relationship, or did you see yourself as
Yeah.
I feel like you've always been like you've enjoyed the relationship.
I've always been like a relationship person, except for those like few like casual things, which is where like
I feel like you need to have the casual thing to be like,
yeah,
because everyone's like, what's the fun in being the single? Is this actually fun? You're like,
yeah.
It depends.
I don't know. I like him. I think he's great. Sometimes I wonder if I'll regret being in a relationship for most of my like college career, but I don't think I will. And like if I want to have that like experience of like going out and, like meeting random people, like I can always just go to a fucking bar.
Well, don't you like you still get the experience? It's just like you're not going home with like he's like
Right.
you can go out with your
It's
friends.
all the attention,
Yeah.
like none of the follow up, which is great. But yeah, it's really nice because like being in a relationship because he used to not really go out that much, and part of that is like a little bit of my fault because like before we were dating, so he's got in an interesting position because like he was wicked sheltered. He was raised Muslim, like drinking's like not cool. He could like not go and hang out with his friends. He couldn't stay over his friends' houses. Like he like really couldn't he couldn't talk to girls. When his dad found out he had a girlfriend, it was like a whole like issue. Like his dad almost pulled him out of school because that was like not cool.
Girlfriends aren't cool. That's what he
girlfriends
did.
are not.
That's what
cool.
That's why he was mad. He's
you
like,
gotta go.
He's like, gotta be single. You're at Zoomass. You have a girlfriend. You freaking
You gotta
loser.
go and get a job and then pick a wife.
Yeah.
There's none of this. Dating. You don't do that. But I forget what I was saying.
Yeah. So yeah. So
yeah, he was like wicked sheltered. So like he'd be like an interesting person to talk about too. But he's always like very honest, and he was like, yeah, when I came to school, I just wanted to like fuck, and I wanted to like do a bunch of drugs. I want to get shit faced. Like I want to do all this shit I was like never allowed to do. I was never allowed to talk to girls or like like hang out with girls or whatever. And so he would get like wicked crazy hammered, and like I hadn't ever like dealt with someone like that. Like when you like party in high school, like you still have to like figure out a ride home or like sleep there. Like oh my god, he would just get like so hammered. And I told him, I was like, you're like too much of a handful. Like I don't. And he told me, he was like, I didn't want to date anyone in college. I just kind of wanted to have sex with as many girls as I could, just because I couldn't. But like I would date you. And at the time I was like, you're kind of a handful. Like I don't really want that. That's not my bag. And then obviously I got tricked. So now I've been dating for like 3 years. So
that's the most romantic story I've ever heard in my life. I gotta say.
Like I would date you, and I was like, yeet.
It's like, yeah, you want to fuck a bunch of chicks, and you're the worst drunk person. Yeah, might as well.
I guess we could date.
I guess that's my type, kind of.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so then he like didn't go out that much because I guess I told him that like he was too crazy when he would go out and stuff. But he wouldn't like do anything like
it wasn't like he was like
horrible, but like he would just be like a fucking like it was like a giant toddler. And like one of his friends would like try to like restrain him, and he'd like ripped his watch and like broke it, and he would just go like sprinting down like my dorm room, and he like walked out of my room and he slammed the door. I was like, don't slam the door. And he like looked me right in the eye, went to my RA's door. My RA was never home, and he knew that though. But he like opened it and like whipped it shut, and it sounded like a gunshot. And I was like, oh my god, this kid's a serial killer. This is Ted Bundy.
You could be the girl that like, and he could
I'll change him.
Yeah. Like you're gonna save him. You already did kind of change him. But yeah, but then he. But like looking back, do you actually regret? Like obviously you like your relationship. So like, what do you miss out on though by having a relationship in college?
Like. I guess just like meeting other people and like hanging out with other people, and like when you date someone for a while, like for a while when he wasn't going out, it was like, okay, like what do we do if we're not going out? And like
you can only like hang out, like
we just
stay in so many times.
Yeah, and I want to go out and stuff, and that was never an issue. Obviously I have like a lot of like male friends. I could never be with someone who's like not chill with that, and like not chill with like me going out and like whatever. But what was nice is I would go out and get hammered and take care of me and put me to bed and feed my ass.
That's the best, being drunk and getting fed by someone. But yeah, that's another thing too, right? But yeah, you are a girl that you do have a lot of male friends, and I feel like the idea as a guy having like friends that are girls, it's weird. I feel like as like a girl, because like a girl having friends that are dudes, obviously, I feel like it's not. They don't. You can like you view it differently than like a guy viewing having a bunch of girlfriends. So usually, it's like a guy that has a bunch of friends is either gay, he's a beta male, he's soft, friend zone guy, or he's just got terrible game. But like, obviously, what would you say on that? Obviously, because we're all friends. But
I think
it's
that-
weird. It's weird because we're from the hometown, like the same hometown, so it's not weird in that way. But like, I would never meet a like when I could be friends with girls, but I would never be friends with a girl that I'd like text like she's my boy kind of thing.
Yeah. I think at least in like normal settings where I see a guy that has a lot of girlfriends, it's at least like a mixed group or like it's a party and there's like other like dudes around. I guess maybe I would think that they were gay, and maybe that's wrong of me. But if it was just like one dude and like a whole crowd of like girls, yeah, I think. But then you gotta look at Crosby, and like that kid is not gay.
Not gay at all.
He's not gay.
Savage, super savage. Friends with all the girls.
But like, yeah, but he comes up to like party and stuff, you know.
I get.
Like we talk about like stuff, but
It's nice having a friend that's a girl, so you can be like, "Yo, here is like my girl problems," and then you can be like, "Here are my dude
we're
problems."
great resources, you know. You should have. I think guys need more female friends
But like,
that you're not trying to fuck.
that's the thing. It's like most guys, I feel like can't just be friends with girls without trying to fuck them. Would you
Yeah.
say? I don't know, but you've been friends with all of us, so
Yeah.
it's like.
What? Yeah. Wait, what was the question?
What was the question? Oh, like, do you think guys can actually be friends with girls and not try and fuck them?
I think so. I mean, I would at least like to hope so, because
Because you're a girl and you have
I'm
friends
a
like
girl and I have friends with other guys, and like a lot of the time, like if we'll hang out, it'll be like me and like 4 or 5 dudes, and it'd be like really like.
Well,
creepy
you could
that,
be like
they
that.
all want to fuck me.
Will be like your other friends, like, yo, bukkake tails.
So like one people cocky, but like if I knew the dialogue, you know, maybe it could have happened, but
Yeah, it's like what is the correct word to say to start this thing? It's like,
so like, would you mind if like me and my friends just like jerked off on your face or like I don't really know, like I don't know, it's like how whatever you feel. Like, oh my god, no, totally fine, I don't care.
I don't want to be the problem here. It's like you guys all agreed to this. Like I walked in the room.
Should have got something in writing, or at least filmed it. Oh my god.
How did they not film it? That's the real. I'm sure someone has it. That didn't go down there. Like, guys,
At least a snap.
at least a snap of something.
And then whose job is it to get the towel? You
Yeah,
know?
it's like someone's got to.
Because that's like uncomfy.
And like, yeah, but like, then she had to like go wash her face, and I'm sure it was still gross before she got back. Like,
Yeah. And like, I don't know, it's like on your face. And like, there's stuff I need to like see out of and like breathe out of and stuff. And, like, that needs to be addressed immediately.
and what if it got in her hair too? That's like the thing. I'm
Yeah.
sure someone got in her hair. But yeah, that definitely. But like someone though, like Crosby, right? So he is like friends with girls, but he's always like posting pictures with lots of girls. It's almost like a brag, would you say?
Yeah, maybe. But like, I mean, I don't know if he's intending to do that.
Yeah,
but yeah, Crosby's just like a guy that has like a lot of female friends. And like, I think that's good. I think that he needs, you know, some women in his life. Like, he need like a good influence.
Yeah.
That's not what I mean. What I mean is he needs like good friends, and I think that a lot of his like female friends are like good friends to him.
But could your best friend be a guy? And we'll end today. The last thing we'll talk about is I was talking to Tim about this, and the idea that it's like my friends don't like my boyfriend. Like Tim has a boyfriend. He doesn't like his boyfriend.
Mhm.
He's like, my friends don't like my girlfriends. Like usually they don't like my girlfriend. And I was like, I think that's a good sign. It's like my significant other is like a different aspect of what I want. It's like someone that like you're doing
Yeah.
things with that you wouldn't necessarily do with your group of friends. Like you want to be able to blend them, but it's like a different part. It's like yourself, kind of.
I see what you're saying. I think it's just like the same thing with guys on Tinder. Like guys just like they're different in a romantic setting than like
They're more sensitive.
casual. They're just like softer. I don't think that's wrong or bad. Like Adam, who's my boyfriend, all his friends are like from the North Shore, and one thing that was like really, really striking to me is like his group of friends, like they're like really affectionate to each other. And,
That's where I saw that the other day about how our group of friends like we're all just assholes to each other. Like
Yeah.
we're not like great job guys, like
and they roast each other, but like one of his friends will be like, "Oh my god, like I just got this internship," and everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's great for you, dude. Like love you. Like you really deserved it. I know how hard you worked." Like, and it's like not gay, but it's just like they just like love each other and they admit it, and I think that's so cool.
like our group of friends, like yes, we all care about each other the same way, and we have those deep talks. But I feel like more is like hey guys, I got this internship. They'd be like, yeah, too bad that internship sucks, bro.
Yeah,
It's like I got this
fired
better
the
thing.
first day.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like you suck. I was saying how when I moved in with like my new roommates here, they're not the type to like rat. Obviously, it's a rashness comes more like as you get close to. It's like. I want if we can't make fun of each other. If I can't say
Yeah.
like you're stupid or like Haley your hair looks dumb right now,
Mhm.
then and you can't be like Jack. Well, your face looks stupid always, and like we can't roast each other. Then there's no point of
right.
we can't be friends
It's
if
like
I
a
can't
sign
make
of
fun.
closeness, except when it's not. You know.
That's like down south they have the fake kindness where it's a big like if you say something stupid they're like oh honey, which means like you
You're
sound
a
like
fucking idiot. Yeah.
But here would be like dude you're a fucking idiot, which I'd rather be able to do that.
Yeah.
But then at the same point sometimes you can mean it in the same way, whereas
Right, the best roasts have like a little bit of truth to them.
yeah,
But that's when they hurt.
that's when they hurt the most. And then you're like I'm really tough. Didn't bother me. You go home, you cry about it. It's like, I can't believe you said that to me. Can't believe you said that. For my friends.
But like,
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, so what was that? I forget what that question was though. What were we talking about?
guys.
Guys.
No.
Oh, guys be friends with their girlfriends. Yeah, no, like the difference, like your boyfriend Adam, like would you say he's similar to us, like your friends that are dudes, or would you say like he's different than us? But like obviously there's obviously similarities.
I think there's definitely similarities. I don't know if I would. He's just like such a. I always say this to him is like he could have been so much weirder from how he was raised, and like he is like really different from like a lot of people I know.
But he was raised so like different than.
He was raised a lot different, and like his just like whole like culture in his town. It's like wholesome. Like people know each other, and people are like so nice.
It's like I feel like
It's still Massachusetts, you know, like there's still fucking like massholes and stuff. But here, it's just like.
What's the difference between you say like growing up in Plymouth? What would you say our experience is like? What is different? Because everyone that has ever met Plymouth kids, I say like people
always comment on the lingo.
We have very strange lingo. We say like very strange. There was a time in high school where we said dog food as
dog food, schmog food.
And we had this kid in high school. His name was Todd. And
here's my prom date.
And we would say
Toddsies,
and we'd be like, hey, and there was a thing. So our freshman year of football, everyone would just go around saying that I am Todd. And then you'd walk into the football locker room, you go, hey, Todd, and everyone they go, yeah, they would answer, yeah, and then you'd go, no, other Todd, and everyone would go, oh, and then everyone else would then go, yeah, like that was a thing that we did.
It's just a thing.
It's like, and then we said,
Mr. Farrell.
Mr.
Farrell and his brother.
Yeah,
Kevin Farrell.
Like laser balls, my laser eye beams, my laser bulls, and then care jokes.
Cheek bags.
My cheek bags. It's like, we're just like very different. And so people, I'd say, it's good, like when I'm at SNU with Dan's from Plymouth, I'm from Plymouth, people like us. But then we bring up people that they don't know from Plymouth. I
think Plymouth is just wild.
People like hate, like everyone always hates the Plymouth kids' friends, usually because like when we go up we're very rowdy always.
And I totally think that like, and I know that I have fun when there's like a party and it's like all the Plymouth kids get together, because like I don't think it's braggadocious, but I just think that like Plymouth kids like we like really like to party, and like we
have Cliffside.
We got Cliffside and like
what's the woods place? What's that one called? The workshop. The workshop. It's like we have like cool places in the middle of the woods with cool names. We totally would get drunk all the time.
Yeah.
We had the 3rd of July too. We don't just party on the 4th. We party on the 3rd of July.
Fucking deal. Hit White Horse, get hammered, smoke blunts. But
yeah, but Plymouth kids. But we're also assholes to each other, which I feel like is like we're just mean to each other always.
Yeah.
It's like we're very, very rarely like wholesome.
And like Adam because like his best friends from home lived on my floor freshman year, so I was like friends with his friends first and stuff. And like, I don't know, I feel like I couldn't be like soft with like
Yeah.
my male Plymouth friends, or like when I have, I'm like, oh my god, they're so uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's like, Haley, stop crying. You're a man pretty much to us. Like,
Oh
we don't
my
view you as a
God.
girl.
Sometimes I'm sad. But like I don't know, like his friends, aside from like being me being like their friend's girlfriend, but like they're just like receptive of that kind of shit, and like I don't know, they're just like very empathetic.
Yeah, they're caring human beings.
Mhm.
Not to say that we aren't, but we are.
You don't like to show it as much. It's like not as funny to be empathetic, you know. And I think that
But do you think that like growing up now and like living all over, I feel like that is almost a negative effect. There's just like, is it positive because it's like we can joke and we can take life not seriously, but I feel like at the same point it's getting to it sometimes is a point where it's like, can't we just be
very apathetic?
Can't we just be normal for like 5 seconds, guys? Like, let's be
Mhm.
real. But it's very tough to get that. That's usually when everyone gets drunk and I'm like, all right, guys, I love you. Like, this is real.
Yeah.
But
Apathy is just like, I think, a big part of like our humor. Just not even just Plymouth kids, just like in general. Like jokes about like tragedies that happen. Like I feel like those come out like so soon, and it's just
we
like,
definitely have the black humor.
oh my god.
The dark. We definitely have the dark humor.
Mhm.
Yeah, we are. We like to. I love to make jokes about anything, and that's when you come to like a liberal school too. It's like we're sitting in these classes where everyone's like very sensitive to things, and if you don't word things properly,
Yeah.
then people are like, well, I can't believe you actually said that. I was like, well, I didn't mean. Well, I probably did mean it, but I didn't mean
Well,
that.
yeah, but we're not talking about my views right now.
Yeah, we're talking. We're probably just talking about whatever. But other than that, is there anything else that you would like to share before we get ready to end this episode?
I guess not. I don't really know. This is cool.
Okay.
Any other, female perspective. Bang my line.
Oh yeah, one last thing. I want to talk this. So we're gonna edit a lot of this because there was a lot of.
What the heck? You think what I say isn't valuable?
No, it's not valuable at all.
Is it because I'm a woman?
It's because you're a woman. It's like we're talking girls, and it's just me. We just cut out all your it's me
Yeah,
talking. It's like, yeah. So we were gonna have Haley on today, but then she's a woman, so no one had to listen to her opinion.
We decided that.
But I do want to talk about, so like, why are girls like the idea when you break up with someone? Why do you feel like everyone's like needs to show up their? Was it better? Can you have a healthy breakup? So like someone will break up with someone and then they need to go on Instagram and they'll post a picture of them looking good, or like them with girls, or what is guys do that? But I feel like girls are way more petty when it comes to that.
I don't know. I think just it as much as like positive like feedback from social media like doesn't matter. Like it definitely feels good, if you like post a spicy pic and you get a bunch of likes on it, and like it helps you feel better. Like I still got it. Like I'm still like.
But as a girl, right? So the idea that you can post a picture with your boyfriend, and I guarantee you get less likes than you post a picture with you and your friends. And isn't that crazy? It's just crazy to me. It's like you can know this girl's dating someone. It's like, yeah, fuck. I'm not gonna like the picture of her boyfriend. Oh, she's by herself. Damn right. I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna like that. It's like, yeah, she knows now. She knows if she's ever single. I'm liking her when she's single too.
I don't know. I've never really thought about that. But yeah, like definitely, if I wanted a bunch of likes, I definitely would not post a picture with my boyfriend in it.
It's like as a girl too. It's like you can play the game. It's like you know what will get likes. If like you want to like spice it up, you can definitely.
Post a spicy pic.
Post a spicy pics like, middle of winter. Man, I really missed the beach.
Yeah.
Ooh, bikini pic. Boom. It's like, 1,000
I'm
likes.
taking bikini pics in the summer. I'm like, can't wait to hit him with this later.
Oh, you've just been like stockpiling them, just stockpiling, get ready to go.
No, I was honestly wanting to do one of the 10-year challenge things because I had like a bunch of really bad pictures from like my emo phase. But I didn't have any good pictures of me currently, so I didn't.
What?
I know. So I gotta get on my selfie grind right now so I can show everyone how I hit that glow up.
It's like, damn, I was ugly then. Now I'm only like, I'm slightly more attractive than I was. Like people be.
I wouldn't say that, Jack.
Thank you. So whatever, it's fine. But
You're using the IMDb holder.
Yeah, it's like if I think I'm beautiful, then I know I'm beautiful. It doesn't matter what you say.
I would submit you to Barstool Smoke shows.
Really? But it's like when I got in shape and I got abs, and it's like obviously on my Tinder profile, like that's the second picture. It's me with a girl though, so like they know that I'm totally not a creep up because you can't just take a shirtless selfie by yourself.
Yeah.
You look like a loser. But when you take shirtless pictures with girls,
And it's like,
girls are like,
girls
damn.
like me, and I got abs. She's not afraid of me, so you shouldn't either.
Yeah.
Come over right now.
Right now. But yeah, I feel like as a guy, I was like, girls just like me for my body. And now I know how girls feel. It's like not the same.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm funny and I'm interesting. I have a podcast.
What's not to love?
It's not to love, right? It's like I've been in movies. I'm an E-list celebrity.
You were like,
We hosted prom fashion show.
prom fashion show together.
We're super funny.
Oh, that
I was more funny though, I'd say.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how during the build up to that, it's like you never let me speak and tell jokes, and then like they were like, Jack, you gotta like speak more. And I was like, Haley bullies me the whole time. It's like I don't get to say something.
Sorry. The whole thing was like just very stressful just because I will say I got asked to do it. I didn't sign up. They were just like, will you do this? And then I feel like no one would ever show up to the practices. Like no one was running it. I just feel like it was a shit show the whole time.
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't want to be like you and I are like at the helm
It's like well, people
of
are
a
gonna say
shit show. And I was like, if this looks awful, then like
the best thing that ever happened was the next day at lunch when I was walking by like the seniors tables. They're talking about prom fashion. I was like, oh wait, that kid was like pretty funny last night. And I was like, oh my god, they thought it was funny. Oh my god.
some freshman girl came up to me and she was like, you're Hadley's cousin. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, you did a really good job at prom fashion show. I was like,
She's like, what's that kid? Who's the other kid though? He was so much better.
yeah, he was so much handsomer and better.
He had sick long hair at that point too. It's like he was.
That shit was rocking.
That was right.
But I was literally so proud of us.
Yeah, we
Like,
killed him.
Of us and like everyone that was involved because it came out so good. But the whole thing, I remember I was like, I'm being such a bitch and like no one really wants me here, but like I'm like really pressed about this because I want it to turn out good.
That was like I wanted it to be so good, and then the day.
Everyone kept like changing shit and changing their music, and they're like, "Oh, let's reorder the act and shit."
And then I was like, I hope people find these things funny, and I was like really worried. I was like, what if no one likes these skits? It's like some of these skits are terrible. It's like we're not gonna do these.
The promposal one.
The promposal one.
That was killer.
Well, the rain one with
yeah.
Parker and Ariel. I don't even know.
Ariana Viscarello.
Ariana Viscarello. Shout out to them.
Something.
But yeah, Haley, it's been a pleasure. Obviously, we'll get you on some more because we like to talk about girls.
Yeah.
The girls just want to have fun. That is my Tinder bio.
True. They do. They don't want to be preyed upon. But if you want to buy us free drinks, like I'm not financially in a place where I can refuse free drinks. So
Just like I have to see them get the drink. You can't go.
yeah, don't bring me a drink.
Like I'll order it, and then you
go
can.
over with you, and we can stand while they make it.
I'll stand like You'll stand like slightly close to him, like enough to make him think that he has a chance. But then the minute you.
And if you want to tell me you like my outfit, like I welcome that.
All right, ladies. Thanks for listening, gentlemen. Hope you learned how to talk to girls. Haley probably wants you to buy her drink, but
Yeah.
you're probably not emotionally stable enough for her.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
And yeah, A's are for assholes, D's get degrees, and college.
Oh my god, I can't wait to be famous.
You're gonna be so famous.
process going on. But mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working